Pikachu for getting Volt Tackle for Electro Ball. Okay, I understand. It was a new generation, there were new moves, you wanted the leading Pokemon of your anime to use one of those brand new moves in the new games, but Volt Tackle. Volt Tackle was a move that had a storyline associated with it where Pikachu over the course of several episodes gradually learned this brand new amazing move that was exclusive to Emerald, which in itself was basically an advertisement for Pokemon Emerald. But nevertheless, it stayed, it remained, it became somewhat of an iconic move for Pikachu throughout the rest of the Advanced Generation and especially throughout the Diamond and Pearl anime, and from a narrative standpoint, it was effectively a way for Pikachu to use an electric style attack up close and personal with an opponent, for that dramatic shonen anime head clash. It was a very cool and dramatic move to see in action, and when the Best Wishes anime was reanimating and revamping plenty of the attacks to look a lot flashier and a lot cooler, Volt Tackle was one of the moves that got a fresh coat of CG paint to really flash up and pizzazz the move and make it look just all the more awesome. And then 3 Ducklets drop an umbrella on Pikachu, and somehow this turns Volt Tackle into Electro Ball. All that effort for that new animation tossed out the window in favor of another projectile style attack that, as far as the context of the anime is concerned, served the exact same purpose as Thunderbolt, where it was a move that Pikachu would fling at the bad guys, would hit them, cause an explosion, or just, send them flying or defeated. There was opportunities where Electro Ball could have been used for more dramatic effect, could have been used to at least distinguish it somehow from Thunderbolt, but very rarely did this happen. Occasionally you could have Pikachu doing a cool spin where it would slap the Electro Ball, which in itself was pretty alright, but from a narrative standpoint, it didn't really change anything, and the dynamics of how it functioned in conjunction with Thunderbolt was pretty interchangeable. And thank Arceus that all these years later, it would be rectified with Pikachu forgetting Electro Ball in favor of Electro Web. Now, I know that doesn't really make much sense either, and coincidentally, the way Pikachu learned it was actually quite similar in nature to how he ended up learning Electro Ball in the first place, in that he had something clamped down on top of him, and that would in turn turn the move into something else. But you know what? Electro Web actually gives Pikachu a pretty good tech move, so now we have a long-range electric attack, a speedy priority attack, and a good physical attack that pretty much serves as Pikachu punching things, with that being Iron Tail. So while this was one of the most rage-inducing decisions they've ever done, they did at least in some way apologize for it. But that being said, there are some other Pokemon who have had their movesets shifted around over the years, and not for the better. Number 5. Charizard for getting Seismic Toss. Oh my god, Best Wishes, why do you keep doing this? I'm not hating on Best Wishes just because I feel like hating on it. But dear god, you brought back Charizard. I get it. Nostalgia baiting. It's a thing you've been doing for way too goddamn long now. But you bring back Charizard, a fan favorite across several generations. A Pokemon who ended up serving Ash quite awesomely throughout the Battle Frontier saga. You finally bring him back. And what do? You have him forget his most iconic move. Seismic Toss was a move used so much throughout the Pokemon anime. It was responsible for so many of Charizard's most iconic moments, for so many of Ash's most important wins. The battle with Blaine, the battle with Claire, the battle with Gary. This move that had its own silly animation where it would have Charizard spinning around the earth and would end up being reflected in the games, and you just get rid of it in favor of what? Dragon Tail? Wing Attack? Now I know in-game, Seismic Toss on a Charizard honestly isn't really that good since, well, Seismic Toss is based on level, and I'm guessing that means that Charizard is a really high level if it always ends up KOing the Pokemon. But in the series, it always came off as this really awesome, just hard-hitting attack where spinning with so much force, the swing down just knocks out the Pokemon, and it was always exciting to see. And we don't get that in Best Wishes. Instead, Charizard's moveset is effectively ruined, and it's just downright saddening and embarrassing and just... Why? Why? But for all the Best Wishes hate that I've been piling on, and I swear, again, not doing this on purpose, there is one more Best Wishes moment that was, in my opinion, a dumber decision that is the crowning achievement of dumb Best Wishes decisions. And that dubious honor goes to... Number 4. Meowth pretending to be a good guy with no lasting impact. Now, even though I've dedicated literally half this list to pretty much bashing on Best Wishes, Best Wishes did have a lot of good things going for it. In theory, Team Rocket no longer being bumbling idiots and actually being competent and mildly evil and scheming was a good thing. Ditching that post the first season, so to speak, or post the what was supposed to be the introduction of Team Plasma, and returning them at least to their white outfits, but that didn't completely stop Team Rocket. They were still scheming, they still occasionally had multi-parter episodes, and they weren't in every single episode with a robot or some dumb half-brained scheme. And one of these, in theory, really interesting multi-parter schemes was a small mini-saga where Meowth seemingly had amnesia and pretty much joined our main cast as a good guy.